The pyramids of Egypt are among the most famous structures in human history. Welcome to a new video. Today, we will look at how the pyramids were built. For over 4,500 years, they have towered out of the desert sand and still pose riddles today. How could people build such gigantic monuments without modern technology? Why were they built? And how did pyramid construction develop over time? To answer these questions, we must delve deep into the history of ancient Egypt, into a time of powerful pharaohs, religious ideas about the afterlife, and extraordinary organizational achievements. For the ancient Egyptians, death was not the end, but the transition into an eternal life. The pharaoh was considered a divine being, as the son of the sun god Re. After his death, he was to return to the gods and continue to watch over Egypt. In order for this to be possible, the body had to be preserved. Therefore, the Egyptians developed the art of mummification. In addition, the deceased pharaoh needed a tomb that protected him, reflected his status, and made his way to the afterlife easier. Out of this religious belief arose the monumental tombs, the pyramids. Before there were pyramids, important personalities were buried in so-called mastabas. Mastabas were rectangular, flat tomb structures made of mud, bricks, or stone. Among them was the burial chamber, while above-ground rooms served for offerings. This construction form was the starting point for the later development of the pyramids. Architects began to enlarge and further develop the mastaba, with the aim of erecting an even more worthy tomb for the pharaoh. The decisive breakthrough came during the Third Dynasty, around 2650 BC, under Pharaoh Djoser. His vizier and master builder Imhotep had a revolutionary idea. He stacked several mastabas on top of each other. Thus arose the first pyramid in history, the Step Pyramid of Saqqara. It was built entirely of stone, which at that time represented a technical sensation. With a height of around 60 meters, it dominated the landscape and marked the beginning of monumental stone construction in Egypt. In the Fourth Dynasty, pyramid construction was further perfected. Pharaoh Snofru, the father of Cheops, had several pyramids built. In doing so, the master builders experimented with angles and construction. The so-called bent pyramid of Dahshur clearly shows this learning phase. The angle of inclination was changed during construction, presumably for static reasons. Only with the Red Pyramid was it possible to complete a real, smooth pyramid with a stable construction. These experiences paved the way for the largest construction project of ancient Egypt. The most famous of all pyramids is the Cheops Pyramid, built around 2560 BC. She is the largest of the three pyramids of Giza and was originally about 146 meters high. Over 2.3 million limestone blocks were used for its construction. Each individual block weighed an average of between 2 and 3 tons. Contrary to earlier myths, the pyramids were not built by slaves, but by well-organized workers who were employed seasonally. Archaeological finds show that these workers were provided for, medically treated, and paid. The construction of a pyramid required precise planning. Quarries supplied the building material. Transport took place via the Nile. Ramp systems made it possible to move the heavy blocks upwards. Which type of ramps was used exactly has not been conclusively clarified to this day, but archaeological evidence suggests combinations of straight and spiral ramps. The alignment of the pyramids is remarkable. They are almost perfectly aligned with the cardinal directions. This shows the high mathematical and astronomical knowledge of the Egyptian builders. Inside the pyramids were complex corridor systems, burial chambers, and relieving chambers. These served not only for burial, but also for protection against tomb robbers. Despite all security measures, most pyramids were already plundered in ancient times. After the heyday in the Fourth Dynasty, the effort for pyramid construction decreased. Later, pyramids were smaller and often built from inferior material. Political changes, economic burdens, and increasing grave robbery led to pharaohs later preferring to build rock tombs, as in the Valley of the Kings. The pyramids are still a symbol of human engineering, religious belief, and state organization. They show what a society is capable of when technology, knowledge, and faith work together. The construction of the pyramids was not a one-time miracle, but the result of centuries of development, experience, and innovation. They tell the story of a high culture whose achievements have endured the test of time. Even today, the pyramids of Giza stand as silent witnesses to one of the most fascinating epochs in human history. Thank you for watching. Write into the comments what you would like to see next. Goodbye.